Hello, and welcome to our show. Let's talk about genetics.
Yeah. So many things can cause genetic variability, so let's talk about them. First, mutations. Where was I? So many things can cause genetic variability. First, mutations. A mutation is any change in the nucleotide sequence of an organism's DNA. These occur randomly with respect to an organism's needs. This is natural selection acting on this random variation that results in adaptation.
So, genes are a tricky thing, so let's just explain. First, we have a gene pool. This is the sum of all the alleles found in a population or at a particular location. Gene flow is the migration of individuals and movements of gametes between populations. So like a bee carrying pollen from one flower to another, it flows. Genetic drift. Genetic drift is random changes in allele frequencies from one generation to the next, and there are two types, population bottleneck and founder's effect.
So a type of genetic drift is population bottleneck, where only a small number of individuals survive. One trait is becoming more prevalent than the other. For example, as a result of hunting and habitat destruction by the new settlers, the Illinois population of bird species plummeted from about 100 million to less than 50. A comparison of DNA from the surviving population showed that Illinois prairie chickens have lost most of their genetic diversity. Loss of genetic variation in small populations is one of the problems facing biologists who attempt to protect endangered species.
So sad.
Yep.
Genetic drift can have similar effects when pioneering individuals colonize a new region. This is the founder's effect. Because of its small size, the colonizing population is unlikely to possess all the alleles in the gene pool of its source population. This is founder effect.
Yes. And another example includes the peppered moth. Story time. In pre-industrial England, most peppered moths were light-colored because they were camouflaged by the lighter countryside and had the advantage over dark moths. Industrialization changed the environment, making it soot-covered and dark. Light moths were no longer camouflaged and were preyed upon by birds. Their numbers declined, leaving dark moths with the advantage. Dark moths survived and passed it on their genes. Over a short time, the population changed and most peppered moths were dark. Only a small number of individuals survive one trait and become more prevalent over the other. As a result of industrialization, the number of light-colored moths decreased and dark-colored moths increased. This is an example of population bottleneck.
All right, now we're going to take a quiz. So get ready, buckle up. What are the causes of genetic variability? A, artificial selection, gene flow, and mutations. B, mutations, gene pooling, and asexual reproduction. C, mutations, gene flow, and genetic drift. Or D, all of the above.
Number 2. What is a peppered moth an example of? A, mutations. B, genetic drift. C, gene flow. D, none of the above.
Number 3. The sum of all the alleles found in a population or at a particular locus is A, adaptation, B, founder effect, C, allele pool, or D, gene pool.
4. If a bee carries pollen from one flower to another, the bee is causing A, mutation, B, gene flow, C, genetic drift, or D, B and C.
I hope you like the show.
Yeah, really.
Subscribe
Bye.
for more.